Hollywood's an interesting place. It'll tell you what you're supposed to be doing if you listen. You know, I've been banging my head against the wall for 15 years as an actor and eked out a little success. First thing I ever wrote, there was a bidding war, and then there was a bidding war on the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And writing's always come very easy to me, and there's an appetite for what I write. I got pneumonia when I was in 7th grade and got stuck in front of the TV for about 8 weeks. And Fox had just started its own TV channel, and all they showed was their old movies. I watched all those old Westerns, and that's really where I became fascinated with movies. I don't know that I had a breakout role as an actor. I had a lot of work. We were renegotiating season 3 of Sons of Anarchy, and they were offering me half what they were offering everybody else, which I didn't understand. And they said that that's all I was worth. They could go find 50 to replace me. If that's what the business thought of me, then I didn't want any part of the business. So I quit, and I decided that I'd tell my own stories. The first film that I wrote was Sicario, and then I wrote Hell or High Water, and then I wrote Wind River, all on spec, which means no one hired me to write them. I just sat down and wrote them, and then I took them out, and then I sold them. The independent film world was changing and the opportunities weren't there, but in premium cable there were a lot of opportunities for storytellers, so I came up with an idea for the largest ranch in Montana. What if The Godfather had taken place on this big ranch? And that's called Yellowstone.
What I love most about Taylor is his complete authenticity. Being here from Texas, he had a love for ranches and farming early on. Here is the cowboy guy that is gracing Hollywood with these incredible stories. He has very much stayed true to himself.
One thing about Taylor is why I think his writings are so good. He works harder and longer than anybody I've ever met. He's so meticulous in everything he does, and he keeps writing the next one or thinking of the next great series or movie he can do. I mean, his mind never quits. I don't know if he ever sleeps.
The only thing that you can control is how hard you work. There are many a much smarter writer in Hollywood sitting around with a much better half-finished script than my completed ones. It's the one thing we can control. You can control how hard you work, and you'll beat 95% of your competition by outworking them.
The Four Sixes Ranch is a ranch in West Texas, which is one of the greatest ranches in the world. The ranch is used in Yellowstone as a backdrop. I was lucky enough to invest for Taylor. He took it and is making it even better.
Well, the cornerstone is the beef, and this is one of the largest cattle ranches in America. So what I wanted to do was sell our beef at retail and get out of the cattle business and get into the beef business. So I went and partnered with Cargill and bypassed all of the middlemen, and then I began negotiating with really top-tier restaurants. That started with the Wynn Hotel. Then we started purchasing restaurants. It's an excellent model because I'm selling myself the product, so it's controlled at the end of the day. I utilize Bosque Ranch in a lot of different ways. It's the cornerstone of a lot of the charitable things that we do. There's a restaurant there that we only use for charitable events.
I think Taylor has a unique gift to really lift people up. He has a keen awareness that he is not alone on this journey. His gifts through the National Cutting Horse Association, supporting the Texas Rangers to help with people when they have disasters on their farms and wildfires. He was partnered with Guy Fieri to help in the Hawaiian fires as well.
One of my other biggest focus is doing everything I can to bring as much of the film industry to Texas as I possibly can, working with Governor Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Patrick. Between the 6 shows I have here, we're almost $1 billion a year in revenue. And that's just one production company. What happens if we bring 25 here? It's an incredible boom to an economy.
All of Taylor's efforts, whether they be on screen or whether they be through his ranching or his philanthropic efforts, really build the brand of Texas. That seems to be one of his primary goals. Is he's very proud to be a Texan and he wants everyone to know it.